Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janet Henshaw, and I'd like to share just a little bit about who I am. I am a health and wellness advisor. I'm a nutritionist, a biomagnetist. I do live blood cell microscopy, and I have spent 45 years in the health and wellness industry. Now, with that, I had an opportunity to actually share with myself all of my knowledge. In 2004, I was exposed to mustard gas. And once I was exposed to mustard gas, within about 6.5 hours, it put me into bed. I was very, very sick, didn't understand what was happening with my body. And within 18 days, I heard that over 150 other people had been exposed. They all passed, sadly. Fortunately, I was at my healthiest state. Within 6 months, I went to stage 4 leukemia, which metastasized to the bone. I lost my vision, and I passed twice in my journey. From that, I have learned even more about health and wellness. I've owned 2 wellness centers, one in Reno, Nevada for 4.5 years, one in Mérida, Yucatan for 2.5 years. And my pride and my passion is health. It's about giving people the opportunity to understand what health is. So right now, what I'm going to share with you is a little education. I want to give you the opportunity that I've had. My recovery was 100% natural, no chemotherapy, no radiation, but it took me 3 long years. 3 years that I would not give back or change for anything, and I truly believe that I am a gift, and that is why I'm here to share with you tonight. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about CBD. We're hearing it all over the place. Everywhere we go, we hear CBD. We're hearing about cannabis. And so I'm going to give you a little information, first about the history, second about the product and what it really is and how it works with your body. And third, what I'm going to share with you is how you can actually get the product and different methods of ingesting the product. So right now, if I can get my clicker to work. Excuse me here for a second. There we go. So, there's a lot of skepticism related to this industry. There's a lot of people a little concerned that if they give something to their family, that they might have a reaction, chemical or psychoactive reaction. I'm here to tell you that I'm going to answer all of your questions related to cannabidiol, cannabinoids, and the endocannabinoid system. I don't want you to fear it. I want you to embrace it. So when we really think about what has happened with this industry, when did it start? Where has it gone? About 5,000 years ago, this industry started. And that seems like a lifetime and more. But the reality is that this has been a gift from the ground. It's 100% natural product. It's God-given. It's nothing that we created. And that's the value of what this product is. Now, this product has been used for so many things. If you look at this, you can see that we have flowers and seeds and leaves and stalks. It's been used for industrial, paper, building materials, foods, all of these different things. You see it today in soaps and lotions. You see it in skincare products and then ingestibles. And so this is something that has not been just come up with a brand new idea. This has been here for over 5,000 years. When we think about this product, in 1652, there was an herbalist, and this herbalist said, this is medical uses for hemp. Why did he talk about medical uses back in 1952? Allayeth inflammations in the head, eases the pain of the gout, knots in the joints, pains of the hips. Now this was in 1652. That was a long time ago, right? And so then we look back here, in 1840, marijuana became mainstream medicine in the West. That's a really big statement when you understand where we are today. Some of the pharmaceuticals are only 50 or 60 years old. This product is tested and it's proven. Now, George Washington, he's also another one. In 1745 to 1775, he grew marijuana. And so what we're going to learn today is a little bit about different types of marijuana. One of the things that you've got to understand is it's cannabis. There's cannabis indica and cannabis sativa. What we are talking about today is sativa. Two different plants, the same family, okay? And so that's the benefit of this. Right here, Pharmacopoeia is a little book. It's a book about this large that you can actually carry in your pocket. And it tells physicians what medication to use for what condition. In 1850, this was all in the Pharmacopoeia. All of the things that I'm telling you, this is nothing new. This is something that has been used for years. And if you look at it, neuralgia, tinnitus, typhus, chlorella, rabies, dysentery, alcoholism, none of these are new. These are things that they have been treating for years and years and years. What happened to it? That is the biggest question. What happened to this amazing product? In 1893 to 1894, the Indian commissions, these are the actual reports that you're seeing here, okay? They were talking about using this for opium withdrawal. Today we have an opioid crisis. So they understood this years and years ago, and that is one of the things that we really need to express to people, is that this has been used for these different areas. We need to use it today. Now, this is interesting because all of the crops for the medical purposes were coming from India, okay? And why did they come from India? Because they were more advanced than we were here in the United States. And then something happened called World War I, and it interrupted the opportunity for us to get this into the country. And so United States then started to grow marijuana. So in 1918, we actually grew 60,000 pounds of cannabis annually. Now that doesn't seem like very much with what we've got today, but think about the population back in 1918. Cannabis was used in 80% of all medication prior to the 1930s. This is something that none of us really understand. We didn't know, we weren't aware of. But it's true, when you look back, you see cannabis, you see the extract of cannabis indica. Now the indica, that one has the THC in it. Then we've got the Indian cannabis, all of these different things. Now, some of us have heard about Parke-Davis in Eli Lilly. These are companies that are around still that started with medication. So why are we interested in this? Well, because there were 20 newspapers put out by a powerhouse. We've heard of Hearst. There was 20 million people reading and listening to what he said in the newspaper. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have television the way we have today. So this was the form of communication. This is where people learned and they understood what was going on. Well, what happened was there were some really big stories denouncing marijuana as something bad. Why? Because Hearst had so much money in trees for paper, and other things. So he was looking to make a change financially for himself, more than what he was looking for us medically. DuPont was heavily vested in synthetic fibers, nylon and cellophane. That would change that hemp industry. All of these things we're hearing money related. So money was talking about the opportunities of our health benefits. So when you really look at what happened with Ford, now Ford built an automobile out of hemp. Now there was a few other products in there in addition, but this car not only was built out of hemp products, it ran on hemp ethanol. Think about what could happen today at our gas stations if we had hemp ethanol. The changes in where we would be. Now the hemp that they used to build this vehicle is 10 times stronger than steel. That's an amazing number. And it was outlawed. Now, some of you may have heard of Reefer Madness. This was a movie that came out. And why did this movie come out? Because they were saying, we are not wanting cannabis any longer. Some of the things that were stated in this movie, some of the things that happened, is they said that if you smoked marijuana, you could jump out of a window. You could take out a gun and kill someone. Well, all of this was propaganda. And that's what we need to understand. This movie, there's only one other movie that has done as well as this, and it's called The Rocky Horror Picture Show. So we've heard of that. But this was in 1936 that all of this happened. So when we really think about what changed, and this happened in 1936, cannabis was outlawed. And they brought aspirin and morphine into the world. So now they're giving us synthetics. Now guess what's happening here? We are bringing in a new culture. We're going away from the natural and providing a synthetic change. This is a little bit about my history, just so you know. I shared with you, and the reason that this is up here is because we're going to start talking about what happened today. Where are we now? Who are we? What are the changes? Now, when you think about what we've come from and where we are, I am 100% passionate because I use it. I've had CBD in my life and in my refrigerator for over 10 years. That's a statement in itself, but it's all been medical grade. Why? Because I believe in truth and honesty, not only in what I say, but what I ingest. Okay? This is kind of interesting. When you think about 1967, UK Wooten reports that cannabis is less dangerous than alcohol and amphetamines and barbiturates. That's a pretty big statement when you really think about what he's saying here. In 1968, the University of Mississippi was a grower of marijuana for the federal government. The federal government was actually growing this and not telling us they were using it. Okay? So here we go, and this is bringing us up to today. This is the Farm Bill called 7606. It started in 2014. This Farm Bill said, if you have less than 0.3% THC in your product, it's going to be legalized across the United States. Now, it did not come into fruition until March of 2017, about 1 year ago. This is what changed everything for us. This is why I'm able to share with you today. This is legal in all 50 states if you follow the rules of the Farm Bill. So now, there's another thing that happened. And now if you look at the date, this is June 25th, 2018. We have a lot of people having seizures. Epilepsy is a big, big issue today. Well, Dravet is a seizure that is completely non-able to respond to the medications that are out there. But to CBD, it changes these children's lives. Lives are changing because of this. This was FDA approved for an oral solution for 2 different types of seizures just recently, 1 month ago. Now there's another thing that just happened, and this is really important to understand. There was a bill that was written, okay, the Agricultural Marketing Act of 1946. So this bill, 1 month ago, passed 86-11 in the legislation. Now that doesn't mean it's law yet. It's got to go up. There's another, little conversation that's going to happen, and then it's going to be signed. But I can tell you what it says is the Senate passed the legalization of hemp as an agricultural commodity, taking it away from that Schedule I drug, bringing it back to where it needs to be, in our hands, something that we can use. Now, we have an integrative medical physician who is on the board with the company that I work for. And what he states, and I'm going to read this because it is so valuable. As an integrative medical physician, I am always looking for the most natural but powerful ways to combat a myriad of ailments from which we are currently suffering. From physical to mental to even spiritual imbalances, the common denominator of most states of disease humans are currently experiencing in the modern world is excitation. The cascade of biochemical imbalances we are experiencing from the onslaught of toxicity, stress, nutritional deficiencies, hormonal burnout. We hear about that a lot, as well as some of the excesses, i.e. leptin, insulin, and estrogen, are best counteracted by protocols and natural products that reduce these overstimulations of your body. The result, inflammation, oxidation, mental stress, anxiety, and a direct cause of the majority is what ails us today. Now is the perfect time to finally use one of nature's most powerful tools to be combative in these issues. From the psychological stress from the environmental, dietary, and medical exposures of exotoxins to the underlying biochemical imbalances further worsening the excitatory state, adrenal fatigue, autoimmune action, and more. Cannabinoids may very well be the perfect solution to most common current health conditions. Just as THC is well known to relax our psyche, cannabinoids are being shown to have the same calming, deactivating, anti-inflammatory, antioxidative, and anti-stimulatory effects on our bodies in a growing number of ways. Instead of using 5 or 10 nutritional or even medicinal products to combat these growing issues that break down our bodies causing disease, one good dose of full spectrum, organic, non-GMO, and water-soluble, highly absorbable cannabinoids can accomplish this more without side effects. Safe for kids to cancer, this truly may be the miracle cure we have been waiting for. That is from a physician who has a medical degree, and he is actually using this with more and more of his patients today because of the benefits. So when we think about what this actually can do, it works with mental clarity, focus, energy, insomnia, and pain. We've heard of people who have pain from all sorts of different areas, but the one we never talk about is the emotional pain. Emotional pain can also be changed with this very beneficial product. And that is what we're looking for. We're looking for the acute pain, the arthritic pain, chronic. All of those can be changed. So now, some of you may have seen some of these things. Some of you may have experienced them for your family or someone that you know. MS, diabetes, all of these conditions, osteoporosis, epilepsy, Parkinson's, ALS, cramps, endometriosis, fibromyalgia, they have done 2,400 studies, scientific studies, to prove that this product will work for these conditions. Pretty amazing. Now, we talk about why this product was lost and what it actually does for our body. In 1992, the endocannabinoid system was refound. And what I mean refound, this is what actually accepts the value of this product. It's got the CB1 and the CB2 receptors. What those are, that's your immune system and your neurological system. So now it's been waiting and starving for this product because it's been shut down for about 80 years when cannabis became illegal. With cannabis now, today, and what we can do and how we can work with it, this can help your body. This can absolutely support your immune system. This helps digest food. It works with so many areas. And your endocannabinoid system literally is all of your major functions. Right? Imagine being starved and now we can feed it. The changes we can make are beneficial. So what is phytocannabinoid rich? What that means, it's the synergy of what you get out of the plant, how many different cannabidiols you can actually put together to create a product that your body wants. And the more cannabidiols we have in the product, the more opportunities of health and healing. So when we think about this, it's a full range of molecules that are synergistic. It's amazing when you think about it. Full spectrum hemp, this product has all of these in it. We've heard about vitamin D. We've heard that it can help with strong bones in our immune system. We understand these things. We know that vitamin E is for free radicals and anti-aging, not just topically, but on the inside of our body. We know amino acids prevent inflammation and reduce fat, prevent muscle damage, improve cognitive abilities, reduce fatigue, improve muscle growth, and speed up healing. This is in CBD. There's something more in CBD as well. My battery is dying. Sorry. So what we have here is we have omega-3s. Omega-3, we hear about the fatty acids. We've all heard about that. We've heard about omega-6, omega-9, and the reduction of nerve pain, fighting inflammation, reducing symptoms of ADHD. We've heard so much now that our children are struggling from this terrible thing. The inability to concentrate can be changed with this. And in combination, we can help reduce type 2 diabetes. That's an incredible statement. Rheumatoid arthritis, asthma, IBS, macular degeneration. We've all had vision problems coming up, and we've seen it in our families and our friends. This can change that for us. So, hemp. What are you looking for when you want a product? You're looking for something that is zero THC. We don't want to change the psychoactive aspect of our brain. We want it to be clear. We want no pesticides, no chemicals. We don't want it to be genetically modified. We're looking for a full spectrum with efficacy and purity. Those are the most important aspects about what we are doing. We have some samples at this time. Feel free to use those or not. The consistency is really important. Why are we looking for consistency in these products? We want to receive that same value every time we take a product. We want to make sure that it's clean, that it's something that we can use. A lot of cannabidiol out there today is an isolate that is put into an MCT oil, which is a coconut base or other things that literally carry it into the body. But what we're really wanting is, we don't want that propylene glycol. There's 3 ways to manufacture this product. One is with propylene glycol, ethanol, and those are not good, right? We don't want any of that antifreeze in our bodies. So we're looking for something that is natural, that is not going to cause our bodies a problem. So we're looking for something that's water soluble, phytocannabinoid rich, that is full spectrum, that your body can use. That is what we're really talking about here. What can your body use? There's all different types of products on the market. There's tincture, which is what you put underneath your tongue, and it absorbs into your body very, very quickly. They're capsules that you can ingest, and it takes a little longer because it's got to go through your digestive tract for the value of what you get, but you have it for a little bit longer throughout the day. Then we have a salve that you can use topically. Salves topically are amazing because they can reduce pain and inflammation really quickly, generally within 3 to 5 minutes. Okay? Now there's something called gummies, and I really don't recommend gummies, and I'll tell you why. A lot of the gummies have all sorts of additives. Wheat. A lot of children are allergic to wheat. Sugar, corn syrup, animal byproducts. They're not vegan. And then they have all your food colorings and things that can actually cause more problems with some of the problems our children are already having. My suggestion is to use a tincture. We've heard of vape. A lot of people are using this today. And when you think about vape, all vapes are not the same. Some of them are made with some really dangerous chemicals, and those chemicals are now going into the lung. The other problem with the vape is the flowers actually have a lipid wax. That lipid wax lines your lungs and can cause chafing and can cause some problems in the lungs. So this is really a product that I would not recommend very many people unless you know the quality. Not all products are created equal. If you notice on the left-hand side of the screen here, that is a tall hemp. It can grow to 20 feet, and it's just got leaves and flowers on the top. You're looking for a product that has been grown really well and absolutely gives you the nutrition that you need in the product. This one over here on the right, you notice this short plant. It's only about 4 to 5 feet. And this plant actually, we've had scientists cloning the plant for 7 years to put the proper nutrition back into the plant, making sure there's no pesticide, no chemicals whatsoever, and gives you a really highly absorbable product, which is what we all want. Here's the most important part. Remember, if we have less than 0.3% THC, we are legal across the United States, and that is big. 0 psychoactive effects. Now, like fish oils, CBD actually is the essential oil for the body today. And we want to understand this. THC-free means we have 0 psychoactive effects. Non-GMO means that we are gluten-free, soy-free, and all of the benefits that we need in the plant are there, and they have not been changed. Then we're thinking about organic. Organic means that the soil has been clean of pesticides for over 5 years before they even planted, so we're not getting those chemicals in our body. Water soluble, something that we can put in juice, we can use in so many ways because your body is totally capable of absorbing the product. CBD. This is the true CBD to understand. There's 113 different cannabidiols, and there's more than that actually. In our product that I'm talking about, when you look at a synergistic product, you want to have the CBG, CBC, and CBN. Each one of those independently does something else for the body, for the opportunity of healing and recovery. So we look at some of these and, enhanced neurogenesis. What is that? That works with your nerves. It helps your body to rebuild. It works for antidepressant. This is a better way of taking an antidepressant, okay? Anti-inflammatory, pain reducing. All of these things combine together. Now there's different methods of actually creating this product. If you have a nanoemulsion, you ingest it and you're getting huge amount into the bloodstream, which means it's going to put oxygen into the blood very, very quickly, and it's going to last much longer. Most of the product on the market today is a liposomal product, which just does a little and pretty much wears off very, very quickly. So you're looking for something that has a little bit more value to rebuild, to regain those things we've been missing. In closing, what I'd like to say here is 55% of the population is looking for something natural. They're looking for something that they can do for their bodies without taking opioids and pharmaceuticals. They're really wanting something that can aid the body in health. I want to thank you for listening. And now what I'd like to do is open it up if you have any questions. Anyone have any questions at this point?
Any problem with interaction with other drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, blood pressure pills, any kind of medicine you may be taking from the pharmacy because that's a problem with interacting with it?
Great question. And absolutely not. This is a complete nutritional supplement. And so actually what we've found is I have had some people that are diabetics, as an example, taking insulin. Their A1C numbers have changed 1 full point in reduction in just 3 months. I've got people with heart conditions. One woman specifically that the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. She was having AFib once to twice a week. She's having no AFib any longer. We've used this with people who've been taking chemotherapy, and if they take it while having the chemo treatments, they aren't getting nauseous, they're not having the headaches, they're not losing their hair. This is something that boosts the immune system without interacting with any medication that you're currently taking, because it's 100% natural. Any other questions?
With arthritis, you did mention that it would help the growth, the healing process, the layer,
Absolutely.
and bone structure.
Yes. One of the greatest things is, it's something called, when we take a product, we want to load the body, give it a little bit more than you normally would take for about 3 months, to give the body the ability to rebuild. This actually helps to regrow bone, to rebuild muscle tissue, to do all of those things. So, as an example, I was taking it 3 times a day when I first started. Now I take it once a day, because after 3 months I built my body up enough that my body was actually working properly and regrowing, and now I don't need to take it 3 times a day. I only need to take it once.
Now, what were you taking 3 times a day?
I was taking 2 capsules, 1 capsule in the morning, 1 capsule in the afternoon, and the tincture at night. Now, we did not have a product that had the curcumin in it yet. So today, all I take is a capsule with 25 milligrams of CBD and 10 milligrams of the curcumin, but it's in a nano emulsion, so I'm getting 50% absorption. So I literally can take it, and even though it's a capsule, within 20 minutes, I feel the effects of what's happening. You feel the oxygen going to your brain. You feel this overall sense of wellness that's different.
Now, I didn't take mine this morning, I can tell the difference. Walked out and got it taken, I can tell the difference, and it does give you clarity of mind. Like I was telling the pastor here, the way we preach, the black preachers, we put a lot of energy
Right.
out. And it takes us 8 hours just to recuperate from 1 minute. And some of these fellows out there still preaching 2 or 3 times a Sunday. But this helps you to recover faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it does the athlete, with the injuries and recover from strenuous exercise. This product that they do.
Absolutely. And in saying that, Pastor, is that with being able to preach and to be able to give a message and be as strong as when you started as when you ended is similar to our athletes that take this product. They take it about 20 minutes before a workout, and then they work out and they feel they have exactly the same amount of energy at the end of the workout that they had at the beginning. And that would be the same, because it's that mental clarity. This actually puts so much oxygen into the body so beautifully that your thinking, your muscle, when we talk, when we move, we have a tendency to break things down because we're using so much inner energy. This gives you that inner energy, that inner oxygen that causes the acidic problems that we have in our body, which make us a little tired. This is alkaline, so it boosts your energy and makes you feel amazing.
Now, what about withdrawal? If you were to cease to taking the product?
There's no withdrawal. It's just you don't feel as good as you did. Now, that's a great question. I was on a trip and I had taken my product, but my trip went a little longer than I thought it was going to be. And I've been on this product now for almost 11 months. Okay, so I was out, and when I work, I do what I'm doing but really energetically about 12 hours a day when I'm seeing people and going. So for the last 2 days I was on my trip, I didn't have my product. But because I had built my body up so much, I didn't feel it until I got home. So it even carried me through those 2 days. But you've got to ingest this product for 3 full months before you get off. Otherwise you get off and you're gonna have that lacking and that lagging and those things. It's something that you do need to take. It's not something that you can start and quit. The biggest thing that you're gonna feel is just not as much energy, not as much clarity, not as much strength that you would have. Okay?
Now, I apologize for not seeing part of the presentation for Mother Nature. Several months ago, the first of the year, I read about cannabis. Now, there is, I don't know if the next cell is different from the cannabis that I read about from 2 brothers who are growers of cannabis.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you addressed that or not.
I did, but I will again a little bit, just so that you understand, because what I did is I was really doing a lot for the recording. but basically, there's 3 methods. You can grow it yourself, and you can produce it in your garage. That's where you're going to use an ethanol, polypropylene glycol, butane to extract it. You cannot get that out of the product when you do it in your garage. That remains in the product, so you can take that. There's another product that's called liposomal. Well, liposomal, oftentimes when they produce it and they manufacture it, they're using the same products, but they're adding frequency and vibration to it. So it's a combination. They put frequency and then they vibrate it, and it goes directly in through a sunflower oil. That product has only got 10% absorption. This product, the Nexcel product, has 50% absorption because it's a nano emulsion. So we have equipment that actually literally extracts any butane, any alcohol, anything, all pesticides, and all THC out of the product. So the way that the manufacturing is being done, it's patent pending. And it's a process that was used for medical, for physicians for over 8 years. So, it's probably the difference between your products. You will see products out there. They're all over. I just went to a show in Las Vegas. There was over 100 booths. And we had 3 physicians in our booth talking about it. Many of them went down there, they looked at it, and they came back and said, explain the difference.
Well, the product that I'm mentioning to you, I don't know if you know the difference between is this a product name or, because it gave the same information that you give it.
Right.
And I guess my question is, what is the difference? And you may not know because, like you said, there are a lot of products out there. But I want to find out what the difference is in terms of their productivity and how it is processed, if it's the same as Nexcel.
99% of the time it will not be. All of our plants are cloned, so we've actually cut the plant, we've grafted them, we do not plant from seed. Everything has been the plant taken into the lab for about 7 years, and with scientists, what they've done is they've put the proper nutrients back into the plant. And then when they grow, they're growing literally from cuttings from the existing plants that have the full nutritional value. People can't afford that. We've got 70,000 square feet under roof for the production of what we're actually doing. And so what you'll see is you're going to hear all sorts of different things. It's the difference between liposomal and nanoemulsion. So whether if it's the lipo, it's micro, which means it's going to be between 1,000 and 25 milligrams, excuse me. Ours is 10. So the smaller you get, the smaller and the more bioavailable it is. And there's all sorts of CBD products on the market, and they range from $19 to $500. The one that is approved by the FDA for Dravet syndrome is $1,800 a month. And so you can look at all of the different products out there, but you want to see what's on the label. What does it actually say? What is in that product? Is the product something that's 100% natural, or does it have the propylene glycol, the butane, and those? I had a woman bring me a bottle that she bought at a dispensary. She paid $89, and the very first thing on the label was propylene glycol. It was, can I have a product? Can I have, give me a bottle real quick. Let me show you. No. Yeah, okay. The product said that it was 100 milligrams, okay? And it was a liposomal with propylene glycol, which means that you're gonna get 10% absorption. So 10 milligrams per bottle for 30 days is 0.3 milligrams of CBD you would be getting in that. Ours is 500 or 1,000. 500 milligrams with a 50% absorption is 250 milligrams per bottle, basically. Over a 30-day period is 8 milligrams. The bottle she paid was $89. Ours was $74. And it was over, 1,000 times stronger because of what you could actually get out of the product. She'd been taking it for 2 months. She said she really didn't feel any changes. She did the sample while we were there, and within 3 minutes she stood up and said, "Oh my God, I feel it. This is what I've been looking for."
He just got it.
But does,
Did you feel anything?
Yeah, my neck was hurting me while I was talking to you, and I just took something from my neck.